Hello and welcome to General Managers. We are going to hop into Dappz Live momentarily, but first, Week 6 in fantasy football has concluded, and we're more confused than ever. Kidding. We're kidding. We are the fantasy experts, and we will tell you exactly who to start and who to sit. Get into the comments now. Drop your fantasy questions, and we will answer them. Today, I am joined by Blackbeard, who beat the dog shit out of me in fantasy this week. Did I write that?
Nope, I wrote that.
Oh, Dale, how you doing?
Good.
You're getting a lot of wins this week all around. Fantasy, your Dodgers. There's a lot of good things happening in your sports world life.
Yeah. The Dodgers are, you know how a tsunami kind of, you can't negotiate with it. It just kind of rips the buildings out from their foundation and kind of sweeps all the other fans of other teams away.
Totally, yeah.
It's kind of like what the Dodgers are. But we'll talk about the Dodgers in Dappz Live because insane game last night.
Yeah, and also they're not involved in fantasy football, right?
No.
Let's get into our...
But they are really good.
The Dodgers are good. Also, though, not really impressive yesterday. I think the Brewers beat themselves more than the Dodgers beat them.
Well, the Dodgers would have been, I don't know, 4 up in the 4th if it wasn't for a freak play.
Maybe if the Brewers just knew how to pitch to Ohtani, which, by the way, they've been getting him out at a record clip instead of walking him on first base.
It's not just the Brewers. No one knows how to pitch to Ohtani, except everybody does because he can't hit right now.
It's absolutely insane.
Crazy.
Let's get into start sit, Dill. Start or sit, everybody's favorite segment of the week, every single week. Marvin Harrison Jr.
Well, hang on a second. I want to throw a couple names at you. Obviously, we're gonna start with Brees and we're gonna get to MHJ, but I want to throw a couple candidates out to you. You tell me if you will start them this week or you will sit them this week. First up, your beloved Brees Hall versus the Carolina Panthers.
I'm starting Brees.
You're starting Brees.
I'm starting Brees. I'm actually starting Brees in a league, so I've got a lot of them, but he's staying in the lineup.
And how are you hopeful about Brees because he's not good? He's a glorified Tony Pollard.
I think that he's way more skilled than Tony Pollard.
That might be, but
I think he's faster. I think they're both on horrible teams.
Uh-huh.
I think if they were on decent teams, they would look so much better than they both are.
Right.
I mean, imagine Brees Hall like on the Steelers.
Right. Okay,
right?
so do you think Brees Hall is better than Jalen Warren?
Yes.
Do you think Brees Hall is better than Jordan Mason?
Yes.
Do you think Brees Hall is better than Kamani Vidal?
100%.
Do you think he's better than Kyron Williams?
No, absolutely not. But I would love to afford Brees Hall the opportunity to not be on the New York Jets and trade places with Kyron Williams for 6 weeks.
See what happens.
And if their stat lines resembled each other, I would not be like, I can't believe this.
Do you think Brees Hall is better than Javonte Williams?
I think that if Brees Hall were on the Cowboys, where Javonte Williams is, their stat line would be identical. I think that Brees Hall might even have better stats.
Interesting.
Brees Hall is a beast. The only reason Brees Hall is not like a top 5 guy, 1, he's on the Jets, and 2, injuries.
Impromptu game of guess the ranking. Javonte Williams, do you know his running back ranking so far this season?
Running back or overall completely?
Running back.
I would say he's ranked 4th overall.
He is the number 2 running back through 6 weeks.
Wow. Yep. And he didn't have a great week this past week.
All right, let's get to the next starter sit. Alvin Kamara versus the Chicago Bears.
I'm pretty down on Kamara this year. I got him in, I think, the 5th round last year where I was like, wow, yeah. Kamara's a 5th round pick. And because of his performance last year, he jumped up to 3rd, maybe even end of 2nd in some leagues. I don't know.
3rd, 4th.
He definitely did not go 4th round in my league this year. I felt like he went 2 rounds earlier than last year, and I didn't like him 2 rounds earlier. I've seen Kendre Miller get in there. The Saints, I don't know what they do every week. They're so inconsistent. I'm sitting Alvin Kamara if I have the opportunity to on my team.
Love that. Let's go to some wide receivers. First up, Keenan Allen versus the Colts.
Start him. He started Keenan Allen every single week. Quentin Johnston, I think he's injured. Maybe he's not injured. Maybe he's back. Lad McConkey finally became Lad McConkey again last week.
Yes, he did.
And
we told you last week in General Managers to go trade for Lad McConkey.
Absolutely, we did. As per usual, we were right. But Keenan Allen is still Justin Herbert's favorite red zone target.
Can I say that I have just read my favorite comment that we've gotten in the weeks that we've been doing this show? Why don't you go ahead and read that?
If you're watching this, you have more passing yards than the Jets this weekend, which is correct.
That's a fact. That's 2 + 2 = 4.
It makes me sick to think about that.
Thank you for the comment, Zach Attack 69. Great name.
Great name.
Next up, Marvin Harrison Jr. And we should say Keenan Allen is playing the Colts. One of the reasons why the Colts are not a serious football team is because their defense is so bad.
Their defense is just so bad.
So bad. So next up, Marvin Harrison Jr. versus the Packers.
Marvin Harrison Jr. sit his ass because, first off, I think he got a concussion.
He did.
So I don't even know
if he's out of protocol this weekend. Are you playing him?
I mean, I'm not a big Marvin Harrison Jr. guy. I haven't been. I had him last year where fantasy experts told us all to draft him in the end of the second round or middle of the second round. It was a nightmare pick. Didn't work out well for me. Kyler Murray, I don't know if you know this. Jacoby Brissett came in, had more fantasy points this year than any of Kyler's performances this year.
And maybe last year, too.
Kyler is atrocious. I don't know if he's missing Marvin. Listen, Marvin has definitely had a handful of drops this year that are definitely on him. I'm not a big Marvin Harrison Jr. fan. If you have a pickup, I'm starting a Kendrick Bourne over Marvin Harrison Jr.
Marvin Harrison Jr. Okay, let me ask you a couple people. Are you starting them over Marvin Harrison Jr.? DK Metcalf.
100%.
Are you starting Romeo Doubs over Marvin Harrison Jr.?
At the moment, yes.
Are you starting T. Higgins over Marvin Harrison Jr.?
Probably not. Joe Flacco looked at him. You know what? Sure. I'm starting T. Higgins over him.
Are you starting, comment from JD, Trey Tucker over Marvin Harrison Jr.?
No.
Me neither.
No. Only because Geno Smith is worse than Kyler Murray.
All right, let's get to some tight ends. David Njoku versus the Packers. Are you starting or sitting him?
David Njoku against the Packers.
Mm-hmm.
He had a big game last week, I believe. Yeah. I'm going to start him because I think the Packers are going to roll, and they're just
a Super Bowl contending team. So
yeah. Wait, the Browns are playing the Packers?
I
thought they already lost.
No, they played them. They played them this week. Apologies. Who are?
Sorry, I got a little caught up there.
That is my fault entirely.
Dolphins?
Oh my gosh, they're playing the Dolphins.
Yeah, I like Njoku against the Dolphins just because I think it's a high-scoring game because both teams stink. They can't. Well, I don't know. Maybe the Dolphins can't move the ball against the Browns for once, but the Dolphins seem to always be in this position where they're playing from behind and then they score 2 touchdowns in the fourth quarter and lose. So,
question from Dante: Wan'Dale Robinson.
Give me Wan'Dale over Marvin Harrison every week.
Me too. But does it not entice you, the Jacoby experiment, because he's just a much better quarterback than Kyler Murray?
I don't know, as the head coach who has just assaulted his player, if he has the liberty to put Brissett in over his, highly paid franchise quarterback.
Yeah, Dinklage under center. I will say the Battlefield 6 just came out. Evidently, it's a great game, so I would assume that Kyler's going to be, quote-unquote, hurt again this week.
Right, totally.
Evan Ingram this week.
Evan Ingram this week. I'm not a big Evan Ingram guy this year. He's been injured, hasn't really had a big performance. Giants defense kind of tough, kind of tough. They're playing in Denver. Bo Nix, I just saw, is ranked as the most, not overrated quarterback, but like the worst performing quarterback on a winning team.
He's dog shit.
And maybe PFF had it right this year when they told us that he was the 35th ranked of 32 quarterbacks.
Yeah.
Remember we looked at that stat and we're like, this is wildly incorrect?
Yeah, it was
wildly correct.
It was a physical anomaly for him to be ranked
pretty
that
wild.
Well, but they were right. Evan Ingram is not quite Kyler Kyle Pitts hype level, but I feel like every year there are these Evan Ingram truthers, and you're just like, what are you doing? What are you talking about?
The only thing I will say, though, is that Evan Ingram has at least had years where he was spectacular, where Kyle Pitts has never done that.
Right.
Right.
All right, couple more, and then we can break down the top 5, but this is a pretty robust segment, so we'll discuss it in a sec. But Bill Krosky versus Dallas. Are you starting or sitting him?
Yeah, I like Little Bill. He's pretty solid. The Cowboys are letting up 400 yards a game, worst in the NFL. So, listen, I think Bill's kind of this boom or bust guy, but this seems like a boom week.
I think if Bill was playing a better defense, I would sit Bill. I do not believe the Bill hype. I think he put up 6 points last night, and there was a fumble.
Yeah, I mean, the Jaden Daniels is weird, man. He's weird. The way he plays the game is weird. Like, you're watching, the game's boring, and then all of a sudden it's not, and he's playing like a different player in the first and second half.
Yeah, well, he can't multiply 350 times 2.
I mean, Jaden Daniels is a serious guy. I wish they'd just let him play starting the game and to maximize his potential.
All right, last 2, Jordan Mason versus the Eagles.
I'm not on the Jordan Mason train. I feel like he had one good game since he's been in, and besides that, who are the Vikings? I don't know if they know their identity. I don't even know if they know who their starting quarterback is, right? Like, when J.J. McCarthy is healthy, is he actually healthy and they're not playing him? Or are they like, he's not ready yet, we did our little test, we didn't like it, and Carson Wentz is kind of rolling?
What's Cock doing?
What's who?
What is Cock doing?
What is Cock doing? Yeah.
Yeah, Kevin O'Connell. Cock is their head coach.
Oh, that's his nickname.
Yeah,
Cock.
KOC is Cock.
Right.
That's
right.
how you say that. Last one, Michael Carter versus the Packers.
Well, unfortunately, Michael Carter might have lost his job already to Bam Knight, the third string running back on the Cardinals, who popped up out of nowhere, and I traded for DeMarcado. Luckily, I traded Travion Henderson for him and Wan'Dale Robinson. Wan'Dale's looking good. DeMarcado got hurt, not looking good. And by the way, I believe still that I made the right decision in real time because, remember, DeMarcado ran for a 75-yard touchdown. After he had done that, he would have been clearly the guy that everyone's looking at like, oh, we got to give the ball to him more. But then the idiot he is threw a touchdown pass into the back of the end zone, entering the end
And then his coach punched him.
And then he got punched by his coach, and then some type of weird karma wizard went over the field and gave him a sprained ankle. I don't really know how that works.
Yeah, not looking good. So, listen, let's get to the top 5 positionally. Matt, just pick one of these players and elaborate anybody that excites you or any anomalies from this list.
Listen, I mean,
not really.
I'm a little upset with myself reading this off this week because I did have the opportunity to draft Bijan in 2 leagues, and I went with Gibbs, and Gibbs only scored 7 this week. But Gibbs has also had a number of incredible weeks. I think it's just like you always play that game. Oh, if I had drafted this guy, I would have won this week. It's pretty stupid what we do as fantasy experts, quote unquote. I don't think anybody's surprised that Bijan, this is what everyone expected him to be last year, and it just took him a year before he became the best fantasy player. Rico Dowdle, kind of surprising, right? Like, you got to be surprised by this. Back-to-back weeks with 200-yard performances. Chuba Hubbard was the lead guy, and I don't know how you can put Chuba Hubbard back in.
No,
like, you can't put him back in.
The coaching staff, when asked if Rico was going to be the one moving forward, they said, we'll see, which it means yes.
Which is such a bullshit NFL coach answer. And then you got Cam Scatterbo. So Rico Dowdle and Cam Scatterbo, guarantee you those guys were not drafted in the first 10 rounds.
No, they were not.
Right? And they are on the Week 6 top 5 running backs list. So these are guys that win you leagues, right? Because you have this guy on your team. You handcuffed Rico to Chuba, or you handcuffed Scatterbo to Tyrone Tracy, or you just drafted them late, took a flyer on them because you suck at drafting running backs and you had to make that pick. And I think you're a little bit lucky. I don't think you're a fantasy expert, but good job.
The Josh Jacobs and Devon Achane are always going to be there. The craziest thing is just these two teams. We ask about what the Vikings are. What are the Carolina Panthers and what are the Falcons? They can lose horribly. They can win horribly. We're not sure what these two teams are yet. And they're in the NFC South, which means I mean, they're in the same division as, I'll just go out and say it, the best team in the NFL right now.
The best team.
The single best team, the Tampa Bay Bucks. You're not going to win that division. Let's get to the wide receivers. This is kind of starting to even out here outside of Booty.
Yeah, I mean, listen, George Pickens obviously has taken over kind of that CeeDee Lamb role. It's going to be interesting when CeeDee comes back if they both have 27 points a week, or
I think
it's like a trade-off 27-13, like one of them gets 25, one of them gets 13 every week. I could kind of see that happening too.
I think the thing that happens when CeeDee gets back is Ferguson goes away. But I think that this has been a pretty incredible good fortune spell for George and Dak to link up and really get to know one another. Dak and CeeDee know each other. So once CeeDee's back, I think the two of them, you really can look at the Cowboys are like, the Bengals right now with these two. Dak looks incredible.
And here's the other thing. The Cowboys, remember this, are the top offense in the league right now. Over 400 yards a game, and Dak doesn't have CeeDee Lamb.
Yeah.
So I don't think you can get that many more yards, but at the same time, if you're a defense, you do not want to play Dak Prescott throwing to George Pickens, who he's in rhythm with now. And imagine, by the way, Dill, George Pickens becomes George Pickens becomes Dak's favorite target, right? And then CeeDee is his second option. Like, that is really scary to think about. And then I don't disagree with you about Ferguson, but like, it's Old Faithful. It's, oh, well, guess what? If they're double covered, Jake Ferguson's wide open in the middle of the field.
Well, we've got some people who are going to be happy about that because comments, no, Ferguson's been my security blanket. Kate Otten going off next week, and X13 waves. It's a heartbreaker. My sixth leg anytime lost because Igbuka got hurt.
That sucks. I mean, Igbuka, it was the truth, is the truth, and really Baker is the MVP if you ask me. Drake, go ahead.
Well, no, continue.
Drake London and JSN, though, showing who they are, second-round picks who, maybe are really first-round picks this year, right? And I think we're all kind of worried with a guy like Drake London or JSN because you're like, he's still young. He hasn't gotten to this, peak yet. But that's where you got to, draft. Mm-hmm. We all like to draft these guys who are already established, and maybe they're like too old. And Derrick Henry, for example, right? Like, legacy guy, Derrick Henry, amazing. Is Jalen Milroe coming in and going to tie-dye your face? We'll see. Kayshon Boutte, surprise of the week for sure. He has had a similar game this year with Drake May, but then he went completely dark for 3 weeks.
There are
where he's not getting targeted at all.
There are sharps. I don't know ball like this, but there are sharps that know Booty games and know when Booty's not going to have games,
which is absolutely ridiculous.
Ridiculous. Who are these people?
Also, by the way, Booty got in trouble for gambling at LSU. I don't know if you know this. He had over $500,000 in illegal bets, like on himself and LSU games. I think he got a fine or went to prison or whatever, came back. Now he's here. But maybe he's passing that information to some sharks who know when Booty's going to have a big game because he's tanking. I don't know.
I don't think it should be illegal to bet on yourself.
No.
I don't think it should be illegal.
That is the most American thing to do, is to just be awesome at something and then gamble on yourself.
I bet on my over. Fuck off.
I'm going to get 80 yards.
I didn't bet on my under. Yeah. I bet on my over.
And then I got it.
All right, next up, quarterbacks. Speaking of, I'm surprised to not see Baker on this list, but Mahomes, Drake May, Jackson Dart, Daniel Jones, Jaden Daniels. The thing here is that Jaden Daniels does this entirely in the second half. And Jackson Dart, are you drinking the Kool-Aid? Are you going to the church? Do you believe in Jackson Dart as a viable league-winning
I'm drinking the Dart Kool-Aid. Drake May, I don't understand him right now. I think he's ranked 4th overall. I haven't really been able to watch him ball.
He's incredible.
3 touchdowns. I saw his stat line. 3 touchdowns, 28 yards rushing. Really incredible line. I'm kicking myself looking at this right now because I drafted Josh Allen 2nd round, Patrick Mahomes 8th. Traded Patrick Mahomes 3 weeks ago. And had I started Patrick Mahomes this week, I would have won. Instead, Josh Allen lost me the week. And I probably could have traded Josh Allen for Jamar Chase.
Patrick Mahomes, #1 ranked quarterback on the year.
Yep. So
All
Very
right,
unfortunate.
let's get to the tight ends and hop into Dappz Live.
You know what? Dallas being at the top here is
what
not
is
really surprising
happening?
me. I've liked him all year. And with the turmoil with the receivers and Jalen Hurts, he's like, all right, fuck these motherfuckers. I'm throwing to Dallas, right? It's kind of what he's doing.
Would you, and asking for a friend, I don't have this conundrum in a league that I'm in, would you start Kittle and Dallas Goedert on the same team?
Well, what's crazy is that I have Tucker Kraft and Goddard in 2 leagues,
Mhm.
and I didn't play Goddard last week, but this week I'm like, why didn't I play Goddard over Hassan Haskins?
Right.
Right? Like that would have been it. Like thinking about that post, I was like, this isn't even like a questionable play. Like both of these guys, Kraft and Goddard, I think their floor is like 8 to 10 points,
Right.
which is not a terrible floor. And by the way, if you swap Michael Mayer's name for Brock Bowers, this is kind of the top 5
This is the top 5
tight ends that were drafted. You know, you might have seen Brock Bowers, Trey McBride on the 1-2, but Tyler Warren was expected to be this guy. Sammy Laporta was a guy who everybody was high on the last couple years.
Sam Laporta with one-handed grabs in the back of end zones like he's, I don't know, freaking Odell Beckham.
And I think Sammy Laporta would be the number 1 tight end if he didn't play on the Lions where everybody scores every week. You know?
Kittle should be back this week. To those who have been patient waiting his return, Kittle with a receiving core that is absolutely detonated should feast.
Yeah, Kittle's going to feast for sure. It's just like, for some reason, when I imagine Kittle, I just imagine him getting hurt.
Mm-hmm.
Guys, that's it for general managers. Hang tight. Dappz Live starts in just a few. Hello and welcome to Dappz Live, the show where we talk about sports, laugh about sports, and if you're a Bills fan, cry about sports. Get in the comments now, drop your questions, and we will answer them. Follow the page and be sure to DM us any questions you have. Today, we've got Blackbeard himself, Dylan.
Hey, how are you?
It's good to see you, Dill.
That's a pretty cool magic trick we do, right?
Yeah, where we just, we start a show, we end it, and we start another show.
Yeah, Matt Prince, the magic Matt Prince.
The magic
Round
master.
of applause.
You'll love to see it.
Round of applause.
We're going to get right into the most bizarre play in playoff history.
Yeah.
The Dodgers win a close one in Milwaukee. Dylan and I watched this one together. I missed the first couple innings. Dylan's texting me, did you see that? I think he's talking about Monday Night Football. It's obviously his Dodgers. Bases loaded, 1 out in the 4th. Max Muncy up to the plate. Deep fly ball to center field, in which what everyone thought, I think, was going to be a home run.
It was. Sal robbed this grand slam. It was a great play in the outfield.
And even Sal Frelick, when you look at this, has no idea what happened.
Zero clue.
And he's the man who made the play, and he doesn't know what happened.
Literally see him say, what the hell just happened?
So he catches the ball. It bounces out of his glove, hits the wall, then back into his glove. So for anybody who doesn't understand, it's not a catch, right, Dylan?
And for anybody who doesn't understand, that means everyone, because no one, including the guy that made the play, knew what the fuck was going on. But theoretically, once it hits your glove and hits the wall, it is no longer a catch.
I've been watching baseball for 37 years, and I don't even think I knew that. I thought if it hit your glove and then hit the wall, you could still, as long as it didn't hit the ground, you could still catch it. And I think that we think this because if it hits your glove and pops into the air and you fumble it a couple times and catch it, oh, you caught it. But you're just taking out the element of the wall, which MLB is basically saying, like, once it hits the wall, it's not a catch.
And I think that this rule actually extends to, does it extend to the glove if it comes out of your glove at all? Is it considered?
That's what I'm saying. Like, take the wall out of the equation. Frelick jumps up, hits his glove, but it bounces into the sky. Then he lands, he looks up, and then he catches it. That's a catch.
It's not a catch.
No, it is.
It is.
That is a catch.
Because I thought that what they did, they made that rule so that you couldn't just, let's say you catch a ball in the outfield, and then you go oop, boop, boop, boop,
Fine.
boop,
You can do that
boop,
as many
boop,
times
boop.
as you want. Like, you in theory could do that as many times as you want, and then it could fly into your teammate's glove, and that would still be a catch. Because again, the ball's still in the air, right? Off the bat. The problem is, as soon as it hit the wall, that's where it was an issue.
Wow.
Not a catch. And then what's even crazier is that the base runners don't know what to do. Right? So really, he could have just ran home and he would have been fine. Right? So the guy on third, I think it was Tesco.
Yeah.
He could have just ran. He could have walked. He could have literally walked from third base to home plate, stepped on the bag, done. Extremely confusing because if it was a catch, he would have had to run back to third base. So it was a forced play at every single base. I don't know if we've ever seen this, a forced play at home plate from the outfield, Dylan.
Yeah.
You recall a play ever that ever happening?
No, not really. Just a bizarre sequence of events, but this leads us to the first 8-6-2 play in postseason history.
And the also the odd part is that if he caught it, the Dodgers just score a run.
Right.
Which is so odd that
we have another out and the bases are still loaded.
So it's not a catch. Force play at every single base. Throw home. Catcher runs to third. Like Dill said, first 8-6-2 play in postseason history. Dodgers leave 3 stranded and the game stays scoreless. But luckily, the Dodgers signed Blake Snell in the offseason, who throws 103 pitches, goes 8 innings, 1 hit, 10 strikeouts, gets yanked. We question if that was the right decision or not. He had a 61% whiff rate on his changeup. Sasaki comes in, almost blows the entire game, lets up a run, loads the bases. I thought he was going to blow it. Then they bring in Blake Trinan, who I don't think you were excited to see, Dylan.
Nobody was excited. No Dodger fan was excited to see Blake Trinan. But before we get to this at-bat with Terang, Blake Snell, the Milwaukee manager, said that he's never seen anything like what he witnessed last night with Blake Snell in his pitching selection. He just didn't change pitches. He was just like, I'm going to throw 6 changeups in your face.
And you can't hit me.
And you can't hit me.
Yeah.
There was no diversification. He just kept throwing that pitch, and they could not touch it.
Well, I said to you last night, Dill, that the Mets lost to your Dodgers last year. I think that they were the team that played the Dodgers the hardest, and it's a shot at the Yankees because in the World Series they just completely crapped their pants.
Well, the Padres played us harder than the Mets, but
we took you further.
Well, it was a shorter series with the Padres.
Yeah, they wouldn't have taken you to 6 games.
They probably would have taken us to 7.
I doubt it. I think they lost this year in a game or 2. I don't know how long.
Okay, well, we're talking about last year.
Yeah, I think they were just out of it. Anyway, the Mets, what they should have done is sign Blake Snell, right? They should have signed 2 starting pitchers to deal with the Dodgers bats. Instead, the Dodgers made all the moves that the Mets should have made.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know.
You guys got Soto, though.
We got Soto, though, who helped us. And by the way, you can't even talk shit about Soto. His statistically he had the best year of his career, right? Yeah. But unfortunately, the Dodgers are inevitable.
Yeah. Really quickly, back to this Blake Trinan at bat. We got to talk about him not wearing this pitch.
Oh my God! I can't believe we almost skipped over that. Terang, watching this, and I think it's just kind of muscle memory, but if this guy just gets hit by this pitch, the game's tied. And not only is the game tied on a bases loaded walk to tie the game in the 9th inning, but the Dodgers are completely crapping their pants right at that moment. Like, oh, we're in fucking trouble. We just let up not 1 run, but 2 runs in the 9th inning of our own making. And this is kind of what Dodgers fans have been worried about coming into the playoffs, was their bullpen. Question is, Dylan, are you worried? Do you think your bullpen can hang up? Because, again, now you just use Sasaki. You use Trinan. Kershaw let up like 17 runs in 2 innings.
No Kershaw. We'll love you, Kershaw. No Kershaw. I'm just Roki's a young man. I hope that this 2 to 3 batter stretch did not leave that big of an imprint because he's been incredible. Blake Trinan, we should have been worried about because that pitch was a game loser. That slider that almost hit him. It was a 1-2 pitch. And the reason why Trinan got out of that inning is because Turang was fucked in the head for getting out of the way. That's the only reason he threw at that fastball above his head.
He was fucked in the head.
But the Dodgers are
inevitable. And another team that is not inevitable, who is in trouble, the Buffalo Bills are in big trouble. They play Atlanta in Atlanta yesterday, which felt like another Atlanta blown 28-3 lead situation. Falcons go up 21-7, and they win 24-14. Josh Allen had multiple chances to come back, but guess what? Drake London, 10 catches, 158 yards, touchdown. Bijan breaks off an 82-yard touchdown run, 19 for 170 and a touchdown, over 200 yards from scrimmage. They did whatever they wanted to the Bills.
They legitimately did whatever they wanted. You know, when we got to 6 minutes, you were like, the Falcons are going to win this game. And I said, there's no way the Falcons are going to win this game. And they proceeded to go on a
curb stomp,
but just a 5-minute drive. I mean, it was absolutely bonkers.
Well, I mean, the Bills had the ball at the 50-yard line at minimum 3 times that I watched in the game, and it became 4th and 2, 4th and 3, 4th and 5, and they opted to punt on at minimum 2 of those 3. And I don't understand. You have Josh Allen, the statistics. I know they say Josh is going to get the first down, and he just was not balling yesterday. 180 yards, 2 touchdowns, but he threw 2 picks, 78 passer rating, got absolutely outplayed by Penix. And he threw 2 very costly picks, one at the end of the game. James Cook, 17 rushes for 80 yards. The Bills have not covered the last 4 games, Dylan.
Starting with, I think not starting with the Saints, but the Saints game was like, hang on a second, what's happening? Then we get to the Pats, and then we get to the Falcons. And they've not covered 4 games, and now they've lost 2 games in a row. And it looks like, dare I say, are the Jets in striking distance from the Buffalo Bills?
The Jets, win 2 more games, and they're right back in it. The Buffalo Bills, I don't think this is a big deal. There's got to be some injuries going on their line, defensive, offensive, that I'm just not privy to. Because, again, I saw that Atlanta Falcons line, and I'm like, this is too easy. This has to be a trap, right?
Yep.
And we said it was a lock, and it wasn't. It was an absolute trap. We should have known. Vegas knows better than everybody. They've lost 2 games in a row. They're second in the division. Remember, they've lost one of the 2 games they lost was to the Patriots, so that's why they're behind them in the standings.
Yep.
They're 4-2, but it feels like a big deal because they've lost 2 back-to-back games and the way they lost. It'd be one thing if it was a shootout and Drake May or Penix threw a touchdown at the end to beat them.
Right.
That's not how this went down.
They've been handily defeated in a couple of games, and we talked about it coming into the year. I think the Bills have a little bit of hubris and are just overconfident in Josh Allen. Not that he's not one of the best quarterbacks in the league, but Khalil Shakir and Keon Coleman and Joshua Palmer.
It's like
it's not good. That's not
like the
good
Little
enough.
Rascals.
Yeah, that's just not
or
a good
the Little
enough team.
Giants, rather. I mean, this is what should be expected from this receiving core. And not to throw it on the receivers, but like you have Josh Allen in his prime, MVP. How do you not make sure he has weapons?
At least,
and
George
it's one
Pickens.
thing if your defense is so elite, right? Your defense is so elite. You're paying for that side of the ball,
right?
And like Josh Allen's just got to, figure it out on offense. Our defense is going to play well. That's not who the Buffalo Bills are on defense.
No,
it's not who they are. Go out and get a T. Higgins. Go out and get a
Pickens.
You could have had George. Imagine. I mean, listen, they just went through the Stephon Diggs era, but also was Stephon Diggs really that much of a problem?
I think so.
Yeah. Okay. Maybe
I think
maybe
so.
The whole Cardi B getting pregnant thing. Yeah.
I think so, but it just breaks my heart for Josh Allen because I don't think that they arm him with good enough talent.
Yeah. I have no heart for Josh Allen.
Okay.
It doesn't break it.
Okay.
Be a Jets fan, Josh Allen. Come play for the Jets. See if your heart's broken then, Josh.
Okay. Well, it's all relative. He's lost to Patrick Mahomes 17 times in his career. So
about to be 18 in 2 weeks. Hey, Josh, figure it the fuck out. My fantasy team needs you. All right. The Mariners are going to the World Series. We have not covered what Seattle is doing enough. Really impressive. The big dumper is dumping on the Toronto Blue Jays. Before we get to the ALCS, the Seattle Mariners played the longest game in elimination history, 15 innings over the weekend against the Tigers in Game 5. Remember, the Tigers are a team who had the biggest meltdown outside of any Mets season that's happened in history to lose the division. Then they man up. They keep their composure. They beat their division rival, the Guardians, right? They make it to Seattle, and then what happens? Seattle just dumps on them. And by the way, they went to Game 5. Schoolball pitched a great game, and now they're probably going to lose them.
Supporter number 1 says, y'all so dramatic, so extra dramatic. I mean, I don't know if you're a freaking Blue Jays fan. The Seattle Mariners are going to the World Series. They're beating the dog shit out of the Blue Jays.
Supporter, let us know what we're dramatic about because we'd love to chat and argue.
Yeah.
But let's just talk about turn around quick to play the Blue Jays, who put 700 runs on the Yankees. The Blue Jays were like the Yankees of the late 90s playing the Yankees of today. Big dumper goes yard in the first game. Real pitchers duel. Cal Raleigh, like, what do you expect of Shohei Ohtani or Aaron Judge in the playoffs? Cal Raleigh is doing. What is this?
Look at that.
What is this?
I mean, they don't call him Big Dumper for nothing. He is inevitable. But it is weird, the Mariners struggle through this series with the Tigers while the Blue Jays just kind of waltz through New York. And you go, okay, the Mariners are exhausted. They're going up against Vlad. This does not look good for them. And not only do they take 2 at away, they look significantly better.
They've got great pitching. They've got one of the best closers, Pinstripe Territory. Shout out Pinstripe Territory.
Shout out.
Go give him a follow if you're not a Yankees hater. Schoolball has 1 year left under contract. Start the trade clock. And also, I just recently saw that the Tigers have the 17th highest payroll, so they're bottom half of the league, $90 million owed next year, and then they have, I think, like $26 million owed the following year, like currently on the books. And they're basically saying, if the Detroit Tigers don't pay Schoolball, like, don't blame the team, don't villainize the Dodgers or the Mets or the Yankees. It's the Tigers' fault.
Yeah,
you didn't want to keep him.
No. Front offices are very important. This is a business at the end of the day. When you have incompetent businessmen running franchises, you get the Jets.
The Jets, the Mets. I mean, listen. If I go into the Jets or Mets organization, I guarantee the fans a better team. Guarantee it.
Yeah. Larry David could do a better job running the Jets than the current
Nothing
ownership.
would make me happier as a Jets fan right now is if they fired their whole staff and announced that Larry David was taking control of the team.
Oh, yeah. A stormtrooper says, look at the Angels. Look at the Angels.
Mike Trout and Shohei Ohtani. Fumble that bag. Show me how.
Yeah,
well, listen, they beat the shit out of the Blue Jays, the Mariners, 10-3, 3 innings with 3 runs, including the first. Vladdy has no idea what's going on. He has to scratch his head and take his hat off. Josh Naylor, 3 hits, one dinger, and a diving play. The Mariners are playing very, very complete ball right now.
Yeah.
Right? They're all playing as a real team, which is I don't want to overstep my boundaries and say the Dodgers aren't playing as a team because they have 3 MVPs that you have to face to start off every single game, which is just insane. And then
you can't say the Dodgers.
Then you have to deal with, by the way, Tesco, Edman, and Kiki, who basically become.
You can't say people's names right.
I'm not a Dodgers fan, so listen. Then you got to deal with the 3 little giants who come in and believe in their head that they're Freddie Freeman, Mookie Betts, and Ohtani.
Yeah.
Right. So
and just stop walking Shohei Ohtani. To any team that's going to play
pitch
us,
to him. I mean, listen.
stop
What's going to
walking.
happen is they're going to stop. They're going to pitch to him, and he's just going to hit an absolute the longest home run of any human being possible.
Yeah.
Listen, Seattle went into Toronto. Kudos to you guys. Ripped 2 games away from them. Suddenly, it looks like you're going to get swept. Have a couple days off, and then probably have to play the Dodgers. But listen, a complete Seattle team right now, this is the team that has the best chance against the Dodgers. And listen, we can't count Milwaukee out yet. They could have won the game yesterday.
They could have.
They didn't. Great.
Just pitch to Milwaukee. That's it. Just pitch to them and see what
the
they can do.
Phillies and Milwaukee both learned their lesson, I think. Phillies, are right next to the Mets and the Yankees.
The Seattle Mariners feel like the underdog that the world is going to be rooting for against the Los Angeles Dodgers.
Talk about revenge. The Bears get their revenge. The Fail Mary has been redeemed. Jake Moody, hero of the week. I thought he was going to miss.
Yeah.
The kicker who got the axe in San Fran goes 4 for 5 and wins the game for his new team. Kind of an incredible moment. What a great game to watch, still.
Yeah, I mean, let's see Jake Moody. Look at this young man. This leg, 4 for 5. He's a bad kicker.
He's not a good kicker.
He's
Also,
a bad kicker.
The kick that he made to win the game did not look like a solid kick. Like it went in, but like I was like, what the hell was that?
No. It looked like a knuckleball from 38 yards out, and they celebrated because they're the Bears, like he had just hit a 60-yard field goal. But the reason why they were allowed and afforded that opportunity is because of this play. Which is we just have a screenshot of it, but 3 minutes left in the fourth quarter.
That fumble was horrific. The Commanders let them back into it, which is kind of ironic because that's how the Bears lost last year. Was the Commanders let them back in it? Tyreek Stevenson is talking to the fans. Hail Mary at the end of the game. Absolutely ridiculous. But the Commanders had the game finished still, and the heavens opened up, and karma is real.
Yeah, we were watching last night. You said, is it raining? It was raining.
It was raining. And we both questioned whose fault was it, Jaden Daniels or Bill Krosk on the
It was
fumble.
Jaden Daniels.
It was Jaden Daniels. Dylan is very adamant about that. DeAndre Swift, 14 carries, 108 on the ground. Beast mode. I think he also had like a 70-yard or 60-yard touchdown catch. I almost won my fantasy league because of him. I needed 10-yard run. And what did they do? They ran a kneel with Caleb Williams-Gross. Quiet note for Odunze, but Caleb played a steady game. There's Top Fantasy or one of these fantasy Instagram pages. They broke down Rome Odunze's game yesterday because this is what the savages who have Rome Odunze and look at his stat line and go, why did he only score 5 points? They broke down 3 plays that it was Caleb Williams' fault that Rome Odunze didn't have 35 points last night.
Shut up.
And by the way, he had like 8 points, and they're saying he should have had 35 because Caleb missed him on a 40-yard touchdown, a 30-yard touchdown, and then the penalty on the illegal.
Did they film that and put it out?
Yeah, 100%. Commanders, hyped coming into the season, mediocre team, but the Eagles are shit this year. The Cowboys are shit this year, and they can still win the division. I mean, look at, and by the way, before we get to that, look at the NFC North right now. It's virtually identical, and because the Packers tied the Cowboys, they're at the top of the North. Listen, the Lions played the Chiefs. I imagine the Packers are going to have to play the Chiefs, the Vikings, and the Bears. I imagine the whole division is going to have to. Lions get the loss. I still think the Lions are the strongest team in this division. What do you think, Dill?
Yeah, they are. Micah Parsons is overrated. Who cares?
Remember when they became Super Bowl contenders when they traded for him?
Still our best team in the division.
Super Bowl contenders.
Still our best team in the division by a mile.
Yeah, I don't think they could beat the Eagles. We'll see. The Bears look good. The NFC North is dead even. Dylan, point I would like to revisit.
And this is a point that I would like to revisit really quickly. In one of the segments last week, you said one of the worst takes was that Drake May was a better quarterback than Jaden Daniels. Do you care to not laugh at that now?
Oh, no. Listen, we don't have enough of a sample size. I'm steady on my laurels. Listen, Drake, I'd like to see a similar situation. Drake May's in the rain and has to finish that game. All right, I'm sure the ball slippery when wet, just like the signs. All right, just like the signs.
The signs tell you.
The Commanders had that game. They should have won it. They let it go. They let it slip. While the Patriots are beating the Bills. So, kudos to the Patriots. They're showing Thanos memes on Instagram. Basically, the Patriots logo is over Thanos, and he's looking at his little, children coming back, which is the Bills, the Dolphins, and the Jets.
Let's not get carried away, okay? Thanos is one of the most powerful people in the universe.
The Patriots might be that as a franchise.
Well, maybe.
Because if somehow you're using voodoo alien magic to make sure Josh Allen doesn't get a Super Bowl, Maybe you are the most powerful.
Getting to some of the comments, pinstripe territory, MLB would hate, but Milwaukee or Mariners versus Brewers would be an all-time World Series. No one wants that, a pinstripe territory. Who the fuck wants that?
Pinstripe.
Okay.
I want it, bro. I'm so sick of the Dodgers. Okay, what's that? What else? What else you got?
You see all the holding calls he doesn't get.
Are we talking about Roma Dunze? Who is he talking about?
Are you talking about Travis Kelce? Are you talking about... let us know.
Thanos did nothing wrong, seriously. The question is, though, can the Bears actually do this? No, but they're looking better.
Yeah, definitely not. Definitely not.
The Ravens' season is over. Back to Sunday. The Ravens lose to the Rams 17-3. I don't think anybody's really surprised by this. What do you think Cooper Rush was going to come in and be Lamar Jackson? I think they scored 3 points, ladies and gentlemen. 3 points. Reasons. The Ravens have the same record as the Titans, Saints, and Browns, and I think people are starting to realize how good Lamar Jackson really is.
Yeah, Lamar Jackson, I mean, he's the Baltimore Ravens.
And I think that people don't realize that until now because they're making jokes about like, oh, the Baltimore Ravens are the Tennessee Titans without Lamar Jackson, right? This isn't like, oh, Lamar Jackson's not that good. No, he's very good. He's very good, and the reason they win games is because of him. And by the way, 3 of their losses this year, Dill, I don't know if you want to count 3 or 2 of them, would you attribute to Derrick Henry fumbles?
Yes, I would, but really quickly, I wanna just once again say that Harbaugh is a disgusting criminal, overrated. And Matt's got to sneeze really quickly. Yep, allergic to that take. I
am allergic to that take.
The Baltimore Ravens are plus 140, 160, depending on the book, to win their division. Okay.
This should be plus 500 all fucking day long, Dill. Vegas is criminal, number one. And number two, when I look at this 1-5 record, my mind goes back to week 1, and I think, okay, if Derrick Henry didn't fumble, which, by the way, somehow Dylan blames fucking Harbaugh for this.
I do.
If Derrick Henry didn't fumble, which has nothing to do with John Harbaugh's coaching, they would be 2-4. Not a bad position to be in. Fast forward 2 more weeks to the Lions game, where Derrick Henry fumbles again in a critical moment where the Ravens are about to come down and take the lead, or they were up at that point, right? They give a touchdown to the Lions. So now we're talking about a 3-3 team that gets Lamar Jackson back next week or the next week. Who cares? Who cares if you're 3-3 and Lamar's out for a couple weeks? Been there, done that. The Ravens do it all the time. 1-5.
Well, yeah, 1-5 is insurmountable. Plus 140 to win the division is. I don't understand where the confidence in the Ravens come from. I mean, they are regular season bruisers, but the Ravens were last in the league at runs on first and second down. That is Harbaugh's fault.
Okay. I'm not going to give you that. I'll give you nothing about Harbaugh.
It's so crazy.
But
it's so crazy.
Listen, let's talk about this real quick, Dale, because I got it up in front of me. And tell me if you think this is an insane thing to say. Next 6 games for the Ravens, they got the Bears playing pretty good ball. They got the Vikings playing, the Dolphins playing horrible ball.
Yep.
They got the Vikings playing, we'll call it decent ball. Browns playing horrible ball. Jets playing horrible ball. Bengals playing horrible ball. This feels like if they are streaking, they're going to go 5-1. If they're not streaking, they're going to go 4-2. With losses to only the Bears and the Vikings.
Yeah.
If Lamar Jackson comes back, he's not losing to the Dolphins, he's not losing to the Browns, he's not losing to the Jets, he's not losing to the Bengals. They could lose to the Bears this week without Lamar Jackson, and they could lose to the Vikings because they've got a tough defense. But and by the way, if Lamar Jackson comes back, they could go 6-0.
Yeah, the boon for the Ravens is that they have not played the Steelers. So that they get Lamar back when they need to win those head-to-head games. But I don't think that they may be able to. I don't know. They're going to be 9-8. Best case scenario, they're going to be 9-8.
I don't know. So again, let's just go through this. If they were to go 4-2 right now, right? They're 1-5. They would be 5-7, right? After the next 6 weeks. if they somehow are able to win 5 of the next 6 games, we're talking about a split 6-6. Now, we're also talking about, like you said, they're going to get the Steelers twice at the end of the season. If they somehow can beat the Steelers twice, you're probably in a scenario where you can win your division.
They're not going to beat the Steelers twice.
Maybe not.
They're not going to beat them twice.
They could.
I think the best this team can do is 9-8, and when Lamar goes out early in the year, and they've been super lackadaisical this year. Being chill about this game 1 loss to the Bills.
Chill, bro.
It's can for a moment though, please. Look, you can't be that chill about losing to the Bills the way you did the first week in the season, okay? You need wins in this league, all right? They haven't had any. They have the same record as the fucking Titans, plus 140 to win the division. You got to be kidding me.
Can they come back? I think so. I don't know if Dylan thinks. Lamar, please hurry up. You are literally the Baltimore Ravens. You are literally the Baltimore Ravens. Guys, that's our show. Dappz Live every day at 12 p.m. General Managers Tuesdays at 4 p.m. The Cookbook Thursdays at 4 p.m. Up or Down Thursdays at noon. There's just so many shows to watch, guys. Please enjoy them. We hope to see you tomorrow at 12 p.m.